Welcome to ProChats, ko Anthony Hoite tēnei. My name is Anthony Hoite, and we're here today with Damien Hanna, lead designer from German Kitchens, and we're going to be talking luxury kitchen design. Kia ora, welcome Damien.
Thank you, pleased to be here.
Damien, I'd love to know more about German Kitchens.
Sure, we're a Wellington-based company, very proudly Wellington. We've been in business since 1991. We obviously do kitchen design, and we get all our products and cabinetry made in Germany. We have 3 factories over there that we use, so it's all a fully assembled product. And we use the German product because it is the manufacturing and precision, and the quality of their product is second to none in the industry. With regards to my role, I'm design director or lead designer at German Kitchens, so I oversee the talented design team that we have, and I also project manage all the installations nationwide and also internationally as well.
But it's designed in New Zealand?
Correct, so we do all the design work here.
Great.
Correct.
And then obviously you do a lot of travelling then?
Yep, absolutely. Have to go there twice a year to talk to them and discuss and check on quality control and talk about new innovations and products and keep on in touch with what's happening over there, because Germany is always a couple of years more advanced ahead of the design than New Zealand.
And quite sustainable too, so can you tell us something about that?
Very sustainable. So the Germans have the German government is very strong on that. I mean, all the energy has to be renewable. All the product has to be also sustainable as well. So everything that we source, the Germans do that mostly themselves, but everything that we source and specify is fully sustainable and certified as well through the German government.
So why German kitchens? Why not, say, Italian kitchens?
Initially, when we started back in 1991, we were looking at products or different manufacturers we could find. And there wasn't quite the skill level here in New Zealand to produce what we needed to find. And the Germans were fantastic because it's all about the product that they use. They only use the best products available at the time, and their manufacturing techniques are second to none. They invest heavily in their R&D and in their machinery, and therefore it's the precision that I think that we couldn't find anywhere else. And the Germans have that in spades, and they're very, very good and world-renowned for their precision.
Yeah, so what can you tell me about the assemblage?
So the German kitchens that we get manufactured, they're a fully assembled product. So the carcasses are completely assembled, doweled and glued together. The drawers are all clipped in place, the handles installed, the feet are installed.
Wow.
And so it's a fully assembled product. And that way we get the perfection that comes out of the factory in Germany first, because they've obviously double checked it and made sure it's perfect before they professionally wrap it and load it in the container for us.
So that I find totally illuminating. They don't come flat packed.
No.
Right.
No. So it's just really that luxury level, because the flat pack kitchen then relies on the installer on site to make sure everything's level, balanced and perfect and square. But we've already done that. We've made sure. So what turns up on site is absolutely perfect.
Can you tell me about how the design process works? Are you mainly dealing with architects, or are you dealing with consumers, or?
No, we are 100% residential, so we deal directly with the end consumer.
Right.
We work closely with the architects on the projects and make sure that we've got the right design aesthetic, and we build the right foundations for what we need on that. But 99% of the time, yeah, we deal directly with the client.
As the lead designer, what's your design philosophy?
Sure. I've got 3 facets. There's functionality, simplicity, and refinement. And I based it off my learnings. I believe form follows function in a kitchen. I think I'm very, very passionate about that. I think kitchens need to be functional. They need to be for the homeowner to be able to cook comfortably, and because our lives are all so busy these days, especially with the last couple of years, that we're spending more time at home and we don't have as much time in our lives. So the functionality, I think, is key. So that to me is one of my design philosophies. The other is I'm a big believer and follower of the Bauhaus design movement from the 1920s, and I think Ludwig van der Rohe, who was an architectural teacher at the Bauhaus, coined the phrases less is more and God is in the details. And I really, really stand by those. And they're sort of my design credos, because I think the less is more argument is something that we definitely need in our kitchens, because I see a lot of over-designed product. And I think sometimes it can be overcomplicated. So that less is more is a really, really good way to look at design. And so I really enhance that to my design team. And finally, obviously, God is in the details. And that's so true. The way they've actually, like Ludwig actually compared details to the deity, to the top. I think that just really goes to show how important detail is in design. And I think if you focus on the small things, then you get the big rewards. So that's our philosophy, is just really those three things. And we stand by it, and it's worked very well for us over those years. And obviously, naturally, if you can get the aesthetic or the form to follow, then I think you've designed the perfect kitchen.
And Bauhaus being a a German design school, being quite reductive, obviously that ability to reduce the kitchen to its most essential parts is pretty important. Also, when you keeping it clean and functionality, as you say.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you, I remember the exhibition they did in the 1920s that the Bauhaus students designed for the Haus am Horn.
Right.
And that kitchen still today is probably the most important kitchen design in the 20th century.
Yeah.
And they used materials and functionality and minimalism to an absolute beautiful degree. And it was revered, and I still followed it. And I've researched that kitchen thoroughly. And you know what they designed back then was fantastic. And we're still using their learnings today in our everyday design.
And I guess from a Māori perspective, I find kitchens interesting too, because it's the social heart, or in fact of all houses, isn't it? People hang out. You'll always find me in the kitchen at parties.
Well, this is it. And New Zealand homes are built that way. We have built our kitchens to be part of the dining and entertaining, and all our kitchens have seating and breakfast bars and informal dining. And that's become the hub, and a lot of the architecture design homes that I'm working with, the kitchen is the hub of the home. It's focused from the main entrance to the sides. It flows indoor, outdoor, to the barbecue areas, to the pool. It really is the central hub. And so it's very important to keep that functionality. And as you say, the entertaining and sort of family gatherings places that they desire.
So Damien did a bit of research for today, and I noticed he'd won quite a collection of awards. And so I was curious, why is New Zealand performing so well in the innovation and the global stakes in terms of kitchen design?
Yeah, we've won 50 national and international design awards.
That's a lot.
We've been very lucky, yeah. And but New Zealand does. It punches well above its weight internationally. And at the last international design for the kitchen design competition in London, there was 18 finalists, and 6 of them were from New Zealand.
Wow.
And it just shows we're third, 33%. And so we're punching well above our weight. I mean, there was 85 countries into these awards. So New Zealand, it's a unique design culture down here. I think that we are, because of we're an island in the middle of nowhere. We're surrounded by the sea and the bush and the natural wildlife. And so we're very open to colours and textures, and our outlooks and our views are always beautiful with sunsets and sunrises and greenery. And so when I design for my clients, they're very open to different textures and colours, a lot of natural timbers, a lot of natural stones, a lot of sort of herringbone and cork flooring and sort of elements that you don't normally find in other countries. They don't generally embrace it as much as New Zealanders do. Our architecture design homes are also quite unique. They're quite different. There's a lot of glass, a lot of openness, a lot of light. And these things all help when you're designing the kitchen inside these homes. So the architects build a great foundation for us kitchen designers. And so then we just carry that on and embrace that as well. So I think in a nutshell, New Zealanders are more open to using different textures and products than probably some of the other countries. Most of our clients want the wow factor. So they really want the kitchen to be the star of the home. They really want people to come in and be amazed. And they're wanting us to design something different, something unique, and that's great. To have clients that are willing to push the boundary and just experiment a little is so exciting for us designers. And so we have the space, we've got the views, we've got the colour, we've got the light, and it's just a matter of getting the know-how to do it. So we're very lucky in this country, and I think that's why we punch well above our weight internationally.
And I think we see some examples in the showroom where you couldn't even tell there was a kitchen there.
Yeah, that's right.
Concealed, the appliances are totally...
That's right. A lot of integration, like the companies like Gaggenau who specialise in integration. Apart from maybe the oven, cooktop, and possibly the wine fridge, everything else is fully integrated and hidden away. And so that allows the kitchens to become part of the living spaces because they're not standing out so much as a kitchen. They tend to be more pieces of furniture, pieces of art.
Why awards are important?
The kitchens that we design, obviously, our clients love, and that's great. And we get the feedback, and they show it off to all their friends, and it's good. But from our perspective, I think awards are really important because it allows us to be moderated, allows us to go in front of some pretty amazing judges and get judged, obviously, and marked. And also, most importantly for me, it competes us with our peers. See how we're comparing with them, and if we're keeping up and changing with the times. So, and to me personally, I'm very competitive, but I do like that. But for me personally, it's always about learning. It's always about improving. And for example, the last time I've been a finalist 7 times for World Kitchen of the Year.
Wow.
And I still haven't won it yet.
Ouch.
So I'm always looking at the kitchens that, that have won and saying, how could I improve? Could I have done better? What did they do differently? And always learning. And I've always quipped to my staff, as the day I design the perfect kitchen, I'll retire.
All right.
So, but yeah, so the awards are very important. I think they keep me learning, keep me comparing. And I think, the feedback's very important to see if we're developing and changing with the times.
Yeah, but they're also important to clients too, as an affirmation, they've spent money, that they've spent money well.
Oh, absolutely. The clients really get excited. They get behind it. They follow the awards and they show it off and they love it. And you're right. So, but I do have an odd client that doesn't like to be entered into the awards. But most of the time, the clients do really embrace it and follow it. And obviously, when you do win something, it's a really nice touch for them that they've invested well and we've done a good job. And obviously, it's an award-winning kitchen. Speaking
of good clients, I heard that you've won a major award for the work you've done at Windsor House.
Yes, we picked up a very big award from Europe for this, and we're also a finalist in the retail category as well.
Wow.
So we did very well out of it. They were great clients, and I enjoyed doing something quite different. It was a sort of branch out into commercial design with this retail space.
Yeah.
And it was quite unique, quite different, very challenging.
Yeah.
I had to incorporate 3 different brands into the showroom, and yeah, it went very well, obviously.
So, what do you think the judges saw?
Something different, something unique. For example, Gaggenau in the appliance industry is a very unique, bespoke, handmade product, and I tried to replicate that in the design I did for them, and I tried to create a handmade, bespoke, unique product. And that we did in designing a kitchen that was made entirely out of 11mm stone.
Oh, right.
Hadn't been done before, so it was quite challenging. And so there's a lot of R&D and research went into that. And what we developed was obviously, to the judge's eyes, something very, very well done.
But even that big, fragile stone, I've seen a piece that slides away and the mechanics all open. That must have been a bit of German engineering in there.
Yes, there was a lot of work involved. Again, like we mentioned earlier, the integration of the Gaggenau appliances is very important. The 3 factors, the possible wine fridge, the oven, and the cooktop are all you see. So what I wanted to do is hide the cooktop away and take that an extra step and more eliminating more visual appliances. So we developed a sliding bench that reveals the hidden cooktop. And again, we did that all out of 11mm stone. So it was again, very challenging.
So now I understand the logic a bit more. So you can also not only just conceal the cooktop, but it gives you a bit more functional space. Yes. So when you're gutting the tuna or something, you've got
that's right, a lot more room to do that.
A lot more squares. Yep. Yeah. So what else? We've talked about the sliding top. What other elements in that kitchen make it award-winning and somewhat unique?
We did quite a lot in that kitchen. There's a lot hidden. We did the 1800 wides continuous drawer made out of 1 piece of marble.
1800 wide.
1800 wide.
You can almost lie on there yourself.
Almost. We can give it a try later. And we also, because Gaggenau started in the Black Forest in Bavaria 340 years ago, I wanted to bring some of the timber elements into the design as well. So I rough wire brushed a timber veneer to create a really deep groove to replicate that depth of timber that we can get from materials. Right. And that was all put along the tall cabinetry wall.
So Damien, we're at my favourite moment in this entire Windsor House showroom. I'm looking at this tiny little joint which runs across this worktop. Beautiful. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. We wanted to, that the benchtop material didn't come in the desired length that we wanted, so we had to establish a join somewhere in this benchtop. And I really wanted to make it look like a block of granite. So we developed a very organic join, and that was sort of modelled off, the best example I can give is like a corrugated iron sheet. So that the join morphs itself into the material, so it looks like a one piece. And whereas if we did a straight join, then that would have been really obvious.
That's right, and just to repeat, because it's undulating, like a snaking, it doesn't disturb the natural patina of the marble, does it?
Yeah, and the veins and the textures sort of morph into one, which is what we wanted to achieve.
Tell us about some of your favourite kitchens you've designed.
There's been quite a few, but I think the ones that have stood out for me the most over the years, there's one I designed for a client down in Wellington that overlooked a really rustic, rough part of the southern coast.
Right.
And so we really wanted the kitchen to disappear into the beyond. So it's one of the first kitchens I actually ever designed, and so I suspended the island so it actually looked like it was a diving board that you dive out into the sea.
Wow.
And still today, that's been picked up for quite a lot of awards and even internationally, and it's still featured in a magazine recently. And I designed that kitchen in 2002.
Wow.
So it's and it still today looks still quite unique and quite different. I'm working on one at the moment that I'm very excited about. It's based off the Bauhaus traditions of minimalism, and it's literally an island. It's all the kitchen is. So I stole a little bit of space for a little shallow depth pantry that I've hidden in the wall, but the kitchen is basically all on the island. So the fridge, the freezer, the cooktop, the oven, the downdrafts, the dishwasher, the sink, all the drawers, the seating, all basically designed in an island, and that all it just sits in the middle of the room. So very minimalism, but very functional, and I'm very excited about it because it's never been done before.
For someone up and coming, the new breed emerging kitchen designers, how would they get into the industry?
The National Kitchen and Bathroom Association New Zealand runs their own training courses, and you can actually apply and go through level 1 all the way to level 5 through the NKBA, and eventually come out with a diploma in kitchen design.
Right.
And so that would be the best avenue. At the same time, you can work in a industry as well and have sort of work as an apprentice.
Wow.
And they do get student funding for helping you to pay your course fees as well.
Oh, excellent.
So that would be my advice, is to start off with the NKBA design courses.
So what I understand, to deliver something exceptional, it's often about who you partner with. So can you tell us something about your own experience of determining who to work with and who to go into partnership with?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, in the luxury kitchen market, we have to associate ourselves with other luxury products in different areas. For example, the sanitary ware has to be obviously of very high quality, and specifically we generally use German manufacturers for that as well. Same with the appliance industry, and same with the bench tops. I mean, the quartzites we get out of Brazil are phenomenal, and equally the Italians obviously still have their natural marbles. So hand-picking particular products is very important, and that's what the clients do obviously rely on us to be able to achieve. So we have to associate ourselves to quite a few suppliers from around the world. For example, we're often Googling or looking at inventory lists from some of the big suppliers for stone material from Verona or from other places. So we do obviously always look externally and around for those sort of luxury other products to complement the luxury kitchen market.
And I see there's quite an array of taps in the Unser House showroom.
Yes, I made sure I took a broad spectrum, and I made sure in every kitchen and display in Unser House I did a different colour and a different shaped tap to show the clients what's available, and to sort of show that the different styles can suit different designs.
Kia ora, Damien, and I'm Hikiakwe. Thanks for coming in today and talking to us about luxury kitchen design. I've learnt an awful lot myself, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity.
You're welcome.